Hello everyone, Thrift Shop Gamer here. Something a little bit different. Figured I'd do some quick videos of this game right here, the Stanley Parable. I played this game a while ago, but I wasn't exactly sober when I did. Had a bit to drink that night, and I decided to have a little fun because I was told this game messes with your mind a little bit. I'm not gonna go through this whole loading screen all the time. I figured just this first time so you can see the intro. But yeah, we'll see how much I screw up.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, there we go. Well, like I said, I played this game before a little while back. Actually, well, not too long after it came out. And, yeah, anyway.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This game's amusing. I always loved the fact that you can listen to the narrator, you don't have to, you can do whatever you want, and the game will respond in kind. So you can take a look around, see what's going on. You know, this guy's job was, well, interesting, I guess. And you can see people had their shit all over the place. I hate Mondays. The one guy's cup said, "Who farted?" I kind of need that cup here for myself. Glad my job's more interesting than this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I listen? Do I not? I'll listen this time. And you can't go back.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Guess you need a whiteboard manager. That'd be an interesting job. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergy guy. Yeah. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Lots of interesting shit in this game. I'm stuck on a chair. I think that's a stupid idea. Granted, which charts on the same side. Oh, it's still going, okay. No more charts, please. Begging. Okay. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Someone's hiding in the closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'll go upstairs this time. Why not? This first route, I'll actually listen to the asshole. What's back here? Executive bathroom. No, I thought... Oh, okay, you can get back here. Yeah, I couldn't imagine working in a place that's so damn big. My store here, it's, I like the fact that it's small. Not a lot of places.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I could imagine having a room with this high of a ceiling. It's nuts. Just make a lot of money to have a fucking ceiling like that.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
By sheer luck. Narrator, you have no idea what you're talking about. Go down. This elevator's creepy as fuck. Ah, more loading screen. No. The multiple endings and the way this game can end, it messed with my mind before a little bit. Like I said, I wasn't exactly, I was a little inebriated when that happened the last time, so it was easy to mess with my mind. Alcohol does great things. Sorry, I have a noisy chair.
Building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Free thought? Oh no. Question everything.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. I think if you go down that way, you die right away. There's a button. Now you can't go back in there, so we'll just press the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Creepy as shit. I think all those cameras come, or all those TVs come on. Like all the cameras, every single one in the building.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their
wrong?
true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What is freedom? Couldn't imagine having all this going on. That's way too many screens. Everyone is being monitored. See that shit in
This
movies.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Apparently so.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Mind control status offline. I guess, yeah, manipulating everybody will do that. What's down here? Guess this doesn't... No. Nothing's down here. Okay. Moving on to the obvious, I suppose. Actually, I'm about here at the end of what I wanted to do for this video. I think these I'll leave at about 10 minutes apiece. Some a little quicker than the Baldur's Gate ones that I've been doing. Those are about a half hour, so, well, 20 minutes, half hour, whatever it is. But, in any case, oh, I guess you can't. Never mind. Let's see how long this goes.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Power's off. I forgot this is the type of game that you can't, like, pause and save and stuff. You just continually go through. Shows how long it's been since I played it.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Is that it? Maybe it is. Yeah, I think that was the boring playthrough. If you just follow the directions for everything. I think that's it anyway, so I'll definitely mess around with that next time I do one of these. Because I just wanted to record something a little different, instead of just having a single game all the time. Uh-oh, loading. Oh, there it goes. Good, good. I thought it froze. And back again at the beginning. So, yeah, see, it'll just continue on and on.
All of his co-workers were gone.
And you can do things in
Stanley
any order you
decided
like.
to go to the meeting.
So anyway, I'm going to call it a day with that. for this video, I should say. Oh, I'm dropping things. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I know this was a little different for me. It seemed a little boring, but the next time I do one of these videos, I'll mess with it a little more. Those of you that have played this game a lot know that there is a ton of different things you can do. So if you like what you saw here, if you watched any of my other videos, you liked them, subscribe to the channel. Drop me any comments with any suggestions or something like that. And I hope that you... oh, sorry, I'm easily distracted. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Have a good one, guys.